amidst radioactive environment, in the eternal dark of the underground, at unattainable altitudes. Kazakhstan's vast lands attract researchers and explorers from all over the world, and our filming crew are no exception. Just imagine how surprised Zharkent residents were when they found this. Not to mention me, when browsing the internet, I came across the image of a tombstone with writings in Syrian or some other ancient Turkic language and a Christian cross. Too many things simply not matching up, so the unknown Kazakhstan team could not let it go. So let's go. The town of Zharkent is located in Almaty region. It is a small place close to the Chinese border. We still have another 1,000 kilometers or so to cover to get to it. Despite the uniqueness of these tombstones, the information about them is very scarce. They did do some archaeological excavation there that lasted more than 1 year. We have covered most of the way and are just a step away from our target. At last, here it comes. Welcome to Zharkent. To see the inside of Zharkent's day-to-day life, we decided to go to the very heart of the town. Apparently, we are in the administrative center of the town. Here's the building of the Archimat and the main municipal park with monuments to the victory and the heroes of the Great Patriotic War. Let's have a look at other parts of the town. Zharkent is one- and two-storied place with private houses occupying most of the town's area. There is a stadium, and here's the central market. Historically, trade played a huge role in this region's development. What about today? Let's go and see. It is worth noting that trade is in the blood of local residents. It merely saturates the local land, trampled down for centuries by hundreds of caravans traveling along the Great Silk Road. In fact, the Silk Road had several branches, one of which passed close to the present-day Zharkent. In the ancient times, the Chinese merchants brought here their weapons, medicines, rice, spices, ceramics and iron products, mirrors and hundreds of other goods to sell. There was also the place to buy goods coming from India and Iran. Let's have a look at the counters of modern shops. I'm sure we will be able to find something exotic. One can find anything that he or she wants to buy at Zharkent Central Market, or at least everything that we're used to seeing on the market. We did not encounter anything extraordinary: essential goods, toys, shoes, clothes and other consumer goods. Where's the legendary Chinese silk? By all means, it must be here. But as before, not everybody can afford it. It is a luxury. Trade didn't change that much in the last couple of centuries, except for one. Today the mountain won't go to Muhammad. All our dealers and buyers go to get silk and other goods to Kogos International Trade Center. It's just across the border. They have good prices there too. Right. So one can buy everything necessary in this border zone and there is no need to travel to central China. They have everything there: household appliances, tableware, shoes, clothes, you name it. Nevertheless, trade by far is not the symbol of Zharkent. It is its architecture. It just takes your breath away to see the elements of different cultures harmoniously mixing together in the design of certain buildings. Zharkent Mosque, no doubt, is the striking example of this cultural alloy and the key architectural and artistic attraction in the area. Behind this fence, we hope to find some hints to the mysterious tombstones.
Здравствуйте. Мы вас и искали.
Hello, in fact, we were looking for you. My name is Daniel. Hello. We are searching for tombstones that they found somewhere close to Zharkent. Have you heard anything about them? I think it was somewhere in the mountains. Not here, not close to Zharkent. You have to go further. I didn't see this exact tombstone, but I heard of it and was there. It was raining then, and I could not tell what was the writing and in what language. It seems Syrian or ancient Turkic. Tak, Jalak, Kite, Kize, Jalak, Kize. You can read it. Well, it's in Turkish. What is its translation? What does it mean? I cannot tell exactly. Don't want to offend anybody with improper translation. The warden of the mosque has kindly offered us a tour around the unique complex, and we couldn't let such a chance slip by. The mosque madrasa was built in 1886. They looked for people and a master, and then for an organizer. They found a very rich person who agreed to help them. He was Uyghur and his name was Vali Akun Yuldashev. He was a well-known person at the time. Kon Piquet, a Chinese architect, designed the building. It turned out that the Zharkent mosque had two twins. Approximately at the same time, based on Kon Piquet's design, a temple was built in Shanghai and another mosque in Kolja. In 1910, a really powerful earthquake happened in Kazakhstan. However, the mosque madrasa didn't lose any of its beauty. Here and there were some breakdowns. The small mosque, the tower which is still standing today, but there was no major damage. It survived almost fully intact. Unfortunately, Sharif Khan Kaji could not shed any light on the tombstones we were looking for, but he told us who could. There's a museum or a gallery there named after Kasteyev. Do you think museum staff would know something about it? Yeah, they should. You'll have to cross the avenue. It's the third building from the street corner. There is a sign there. Great. See you around. Thanks. Hello. You need to go over there. Is there an administrator? Yes, there. Thanks. But there is nobody. Hello. We are shooting a documentary about the tombstones that they found here. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about them. Maybe somebody knows, some experts or some senior guys. Can we come in? Some Aksakals maybe who know the area or are fond of local history and traditions. I see, then you need to talk to Akan Oymautov. He lives outside the town. How could we find him? What is the name of the village? Thanks for all your help. Akan Oymautov is a member of the Artist Union of Kazakhstan. It is hard to say whether he loves history because it sparks his imagination, or on the contrary, he draws to save the memory and preserve the long past events. I found it close to the Kolben Gorge about 6 to 8 years ago. It was just lying there. The part with the head was broken off, and nobody took interest in it. Is it a balbal? Yes, it is. What's written on it? Can't see really. This is its head. It's broken. And the mustache. A part of the mouth remained also. The rest got broken off. It's possible to identify some clothing also. I see. This looks like a collar. And the hands. And a necklace or something. Here's the diamond-shaped tumor. We can speculate that it was a commander or a military leader. The only source telling us that Zharkent's area was inhabited long ago, and we are descendants of ancient Turkic peoples. Our encounter with Akan Aymautov is getting more and more interesting. He doesn't know anything about the gravestones but mentions an ancient settlement close to Zharkent. Black diggers had been restlessly digging there looking for gold, but so far have found only this. Their composition is rather interesting. It's local white clay, and this is some kind of sand. When the mixture of white clay and sand dries out, it turns into a robust and reliable material. Let's go and check it out. Hello. They found such stones, kayaks, near Usharal. Do you know anything about it? Never heard of it. Have you heard anything about archaeologists working here? Do you mean diggers? Yes. Do you know the place? Go up the road. On the way out of town? Yes. Ask people along the way. Thanks. The settlement is small, but nobody seems to know anything. Where to look for these archaeologists and the excavation site? It's hard to look for a black cat in a dark room, that's for sure. But we didn't cover 2,000 kilometers to get here to live with nothing. No way! Here they are.
Здравствуйте. Дмитрий, так это вы?
Hello, Dmitry. We've met before, so you are the one behind it. Yes, let me show you something.
Вот сейчас я вам покажу кое-что. Вот то самое городище.
This is the ancient settlement and the kayaks like the one on the picture. We found them in its necropolis, literally several kilometers away from its central section, the citadel. Going in a direct line, it should be around 13, maybe 1,500 meters. Tell us more about the settlement. It's amazing. There was some background historical data about its existence, but we just couldn't find it. So about 3 years ago, that sensational discovery, the evidence of which you are now holding in your hands, was made. This stone, you know, is quite famous among Western scientists. In the 13th, 14th centuries, numerous ambassadors, adventurers and spies from the Western Europe went to Mongolia to find protection and set up alliances, as well as to develop various political and commercial connections with the Mongolian Empire. That was exactly the purpose of the Armenian Tsar Gatum I coming here in 1253-1254. He left a detailed description of his traveling route, which in our case represents a good and a very important source of factual historical data. So here he mentions Ilan Balek, or Ili Balik, the city located on the bank of the Ili River. This city has been known to scientists for a long time based on different historical sources, but archaeologists didn't know.
There is a very large 5-meter wide rampart or mud brick fortification around the Zharkent. We have found this. We also have found evidence of a bath complex or a hammam within the citadel, but we don't see it here because it's underground, it's buried. There's still more to be found. We know that this was a city here because we see the shards of pottery on the ground, so this is part of the settlement.
What's written on the kayaks? What do the symbols mean? And who were the people buried under them? The alliance of Kazakhstani and American archaeologists intends to continue their research and soon provide us with the answers to these questions. It will be a revolutionary discovery.